All right, well, I'm back again with another Sudoku today. This one looks really interesting. It's just a standard arrow Sudoku with a little extra rule in there that sounds different. So before we get to that, though, I want to remind you that we're getting closer and closer to the 500 subscribers, and I'm going to release that puzzle hunt. So if you haven't subscribed, do so. Tell your friends, your family, your dog, whoever. We've got other things coming up soon. Should be announcing some other fun projects coming up soon, as well as next week on the 20th, I'm going to join Ranks on his live stream. So be sure to check that out next Saturday. But today we are looking at This Way Please by Mr. Menace. And so I've seen a few people rated the difficulty of this one. I think there was 3 that rated it a 3 out of 5 and 1 that rated it a 4. So maybe kind of a little bit over a 3 on average. So shouldn't be too terribly difficult. Should be doable, but certainly not going to be easy. But the rules are normal Sudoku rules, normal arrow rules. So the digits along an arrow sum to the number in the circle. You can repeat digits as long as normal Sudoku allows it. Now the extra rule this time is that the digit in the ball will repeat in the direction of the arrowhead. So essentially this digit, whatever's in the circle here, say it's a 9 just for example, you'd have to have a 9. The arrow has to be pointing at another 9. So one of these two would have to be a 9. So that's what that means. And it doesn't include the arrowhead. So this couldn't be. So I guess that's probably because of these right here. Like, so if this is a 9, that one's obviously a 9, but that doesn't count as the one it's pointing at. It would have to be pointing at another one. Is the way I understand that rule. And that's it. That's all the rules. So link in the description as usual. I'm going to give it a try now, and we will see how it goes. Reset the timer. So, well, there's 2 of them here that are bigger arrows. So the minimum here would be 1, 2, 3. Minimum there would be a 1. So that would be 7. So these are at least 7, 8, and 9. And we know there's a repeated digit here, actually. Because if you don't repeat a digit on these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is your minimum, which is 10. And the only place you can repeat a digit is these 2. Do we want to? I think this is going to be a coloring puzzle anyway. So let's just jump in feet first, start coloring. Usual warning, I'm colorblind. If I call a color the wrong color, that's just what it is today. Um, we're calling this yellow. So I guess we should look at maybe, okay, let's make this how about red? Make this red. Let's see if we can figure out where they're pointing, because what I'm noticing is this one has to point somewhere along this diagonal, and it can't, which means this digit has to be somewhere where this arrow is pointing, and it can't be right there. It's in the same box. It can't be right here. It's in the same column. So this has to be that digit, and now that one has to point down here. So one of those is red. We also know that one of these 2 is red, which is interesting. Just because of normal Sudoku here. Oh, no, this can't be red. Right, okay, so this is a 7, 8, or 9. So this is a 7, 8, or 9, and we're pointing at another of the same digit, which is 7, 8, or 9. If this is red, it has to be at least 7. If this is 7, this is going to add up to way more than 9. So this can't be 7. So this one has to be the red, which puts a red there. Now what about in the middle? Can we do more than that? So these are not red. This one's not red because it would have to repeat there. This one's not red because it would have to repeat there. So it's one of these 2. Oh, and it can't be this one. Right, because this is going to point at a red cell. So you would have to put a red over here. And then that would break. So this one is red, which puts a red up there. Not sure which one though. But I'm guessing we can probably do, because the grid looks very symmetrical other than this arrow right here. I think this is the only thing that breaks the symmetry. So I'm guessing we can do the same thing over here. Let's make this one blue, how about? So this has to point at a blue. Can't be there, can't be there. This is blue. One of these two is a blue. And again, this can't be blue because it would have to be at least 7, which would break this arrow. So this is blue. This is blue. And now, can we do the same trick in the middle? These can't be blue. This one can't be blue. This one can't be blue. And this can't... Oh, no, actually, this time... Oh, that's interesting. So this one couldn't be red because it would force a red over here. But this one can be blue because there's already a blue over here for it to point at. And in fact, it has to be blue because this one... Huh. And that's interesting because this arrow is what breaks the symmetry. And so it doesn't work the same way with ruling out the red and the blue here. But yet we still end up with the colors being symmetrical. Even though the reason was different, the result is still symmetrical. Interesting. Okay. So we also know down here that these two are going to repeat. But could they be the same? They could be yellow still, couldn't they? They're probably not, but I feel like they could be. Yellow would be in the middle here. Let's make them... Let's make them that gold color there, the other yellowish, so we can maybe try and remember that those two could be the same. Okay, now let's see. Can we do anything more with the colors we've got? There's a red down here. Oh, we can do more. Yeah, because look, so we didn't keep going. The red here has to point at a red, and the blue up here has to point at a blue. So let's do the red. This one, these can't be red. This one can't be red because it would be in the same row as that one. This one can't be red because of that red. So this is red up here. And now we know that one is red. Just normal, I guess, color Sudoku? Color Doku? I don't know. Is it normal Sudoku if you're not even using any... It is actually normal Sudoku because a lot of people think Sudoku is a math-based thing, and it's not. It's, I mean, with the arrows and killers and things, it becomes math-based. But just normal Sudoku is actually just placing patterns. The only reason we use numbers is just, I guess, because people are familiar with numbers. It's better for colorblind people like me. All right, so the blue, these can't be blue, this can't be blue, this can't be blue, this is blue. Same deal. That gives us a blue there. So we've got reds there and blues there now. Is that the best we can do? I think it is. All right, so let's look at these other arrows. Maybe we can figure out which ones they point at. So these, let's call these, I don't know, green. Why not? Green. So we need a green. This can't be green because you have to put a green there. You'd repeat. Oh, and green can't be blue. So this has to be green, I think. Let's see. We can probably do the same thing with this one. Let's go. We're going to call that brown. This can't be brown. Brown can't be red. So this is brown. Now, where does brown go? Look, brown, brown. It's got to be over here, and this one can't be because it would repeat. So this has to be brown. And green's going to be the same way, isn't it? Yeah, green's going to be here. The symmetry lets us do that. All right, let's go ahead and look at this one. So this we're going to make, well, pink. The pink can't be pointing at the brown. So, oh, so these are pink. These are, because these are the same, and the pink has to be pointing at least one of them, so it has to be pointing at both of them, essentially. So those are pink, which now means that the yellow is not the same as the gold, because the yellow can't be the same as the pink. And these are going to be the same way, aren't they? Yeah, these are going to be yellow. Because they're pointing up here. They have to be pointing at one of the two yellows. So they have to be pointing at both of the yellows. Now that gives us a yellow down here. Oh, actually, yellow, yellow. There's yellow over here. That yellow gives us a yellow there. All right, so let's see. We can do the same thing with pink probably. Pink here. Yep. That's pink. Um, this is where I'm going to start having trouble with the all the colors. Let's see. Oh, pink in this box has to be up here, which then gives us a pink up there and a pink in here. Look, these pinks. So that means that's our two pinks in rows 1 and 2. So where do we put a pink in box 1? It's got to be down here. And these two rule those out. So this is pink. And we can probably do the same thing with the yellow, can't we? So yellow. Yeah, yellow can't be here or there. This is yellow, which puts yellow there and yellow there. So there's a yellow here. Now what do we do next? Did we get all of our arrows that were pointing at places? We better double check. This one points there. This one points there. This one points there. This one points there. This one points down here. This one points up there. This one points there. This points over there. Here. Up to there. Over to there. Okay, so I think all of our arrows are now we have our cells marked that all of the arrows are pointing at. So now we're kind of done with that rule essentially, and we need to just do normal arrow Sudoku. So these have to be at most 3, right? With the repeat, because if you had a 4 here, you'd have 8, and yeah. So I think 3 works though if you have 1 and 2 on the rest. You could repeat a 3 if you had a 1 and a 2 here. So we know pink and yellow are 1, 2, 3. I don't know if I want to fill all of those in right now. I feel like it's gonna clutter the grid. I'm just gonna fill in the ones that where it's limited, because these yellows could be anything right now. So I'm gonna try and just fill in the ones that I can limit. Oh, but pink can't be 4. And we know there's a pink up here, and it can't be there, so this has to be pink. Which is interesting because, look at this. We've got 2 already from 1, 2, and 3. So these 2 cells can only use 1 from. Oh, we can also place the pink. Look right here. It puts the pink up there. That one puts a pink here. And so the same thing applies. Whether you're looking at the box or the row. The point is these can only use 1 from 1, 2, and 3. The other one has to be bigger than 1, 2, or 3. So there has to be a 4 or a 5 in here. With a 1, 2, or 3. But one of these two has to be a 4 or a 5. And so I think that eliminates 3s from the yellow. Because if you put 3s in here, you've already got 6. These have to be 1 and 2 to get to 9. Now the question is, so the minimum I can do here is 1. This could be 2, 4. That's already 8. So the red can't be 7 anymore. Can I do the same thing down here? Yellow's in here. No, it doesn't work the same because he didn't put the given digit in the same spot. Ah. Mr. Menace. You're breaking. So when I said the arrow is the only thing that breaks the symmetry, I guess this kind of does too. But so what? Could there be a 5 in those 2 cells up at the top? If you had a 5, 2 with double 1s, obviously to get the minimums you want to repeat 1s. 5 and 2 is 7, double 1s. It would force 9 if you had a 5 there. Because you'd have to do 5 and 2 with 1s would be 9. But I think that would work. No, it wouldn't. No. Yes. So if you had a 5 on here, the only what you couldn't do 5 with 2, you couldn't do 2s here because you'd already be 5 2 2, that'd be 9 without your extra cell wherever. So if you put a 5 on here, it has to be 1 1, which makes it 5 and 2, 1 and 1, that's 9. But you've used 1 and 2, so pink would have to be 3. So if you put a 5, red is 9, pink is 3. Pink being 3 forces blue to be a 9, and red and blue cannot both be 9, so you can't put a 5 in here. So that means we have to have a 4 in here, because we know there's one digit that's bigger than 1, 2, and 3 in there. It can't be a 5, it has to be a 4. Now, could this be... what I'm wondering is, if this is 4, could these be 2s? If these are 2s, you've already got 4 and 4, that's 8. It would have to be 4 and 1. And again, that would be 9. It would force 3s in the pinks, which would make blue a 9. So this has to be repeated 1s. And we get our first digits in the grid, and we get a whole bunch of them. They're 1s. The pinks are not 1s. These are not 1s. So now... So we've got 2. This could be 4 and 2, which would be... It has to be 4 and 2, doesn't it? Because 4 and 3... No. 4 and 3, yeah, 4 and 3 would make 9. 4 and 2 would make 8. But the opposite one is here. So, right, if we do 4 and 2... Oh, 4 and 2 made 8, didn't it? Then you could do 3s with 1 and 2. Yeah. Now that we know that yellow is 1, I don't think this can be yellow. Because, yeah, we have to have a 1 on here. Because these are at most 7. So there has to be a 1 in here, so it has to be there. That's the yellow. So if these are 3, you have to put a 2 there. If this is 4 and 3, that makes this 9, right? This would be 2. You'd have 4, 5. This would have to be 3, which would get you to 8. So I think that works. Now, I think we can't have 7 in here anymore without the repeated 1. The minimum we can do here is 2 and 2, 4, 5. That would put a 3 here, which would be 8. So this is not 7 anymore. We can get our last 1 here, actually. Just normal Sudoku stuff. I feel like we should be able to figure this part out, but... So it's either 4, 2, giving us 8. That puts 3s here, which puts a 2 there, makes this 9. I think that works. Or this is 4, 3, making this 9. You have 2s there, with a 3, making this 8. So, yeah, either one works, I think, at this point. Okay. What about this brown color? Because it's got to go in one of those 2 spots, right? And I don't think it can be up here. So this it has to, I don't think this can be above a 1, 2, or 3. Because if we put our minimums here, 4, 5, 2, 2, 1 is 5. You could put a 4 or a 5 there. Or, I mean, you could put a 4 there. Sorry, you couldn't put a 5 there because we've already got 5. It would have to be a 3 or a 4 if these are 2s. If these are 3s, it has to be a 2. But if you put a 4 here, That's 2, 2, 1. It gives you 9. Which means this is 8, but that 4 could be there. It doesn't necessarily have to. Oh, no, we know there's a 4 in here. Right. Okay, if this is. Sorry. If the. It's just a lot of math in my head. If this is 4, it makes the pinks 2s and the blue 9. If the pink is 2, this is 3, 4, which makes the red 9. So this cannot be 4. This is a 2 or a 3, which now means the brown cannot be 1, 2, or 3. Could it be 4? Could the brown be 4? No, it can't be 4 because of right here. The brown cannot be 4. So the brown has to be right here because it can't be 2, 3, or 4. This is brown. Now, does that give us anything else? I don't know if that really does much for us, but we know it's true. What about the green? Can we get the green down? Yeah, the green, same deal. 2, 3, and 4 here means the green cannot be 2, 3, or 4. And the green has to be in one of these two. Can't be there. This is green. Green's down here somewhere. Okay, we've got our 8 and 9. So these are 8 and 9. These let's see, pink is 2 or 3. Where's the other 2 or 3? That's an interesting question. We know it's here, so it's not right there. So it's, and it can't be the green or the brown, so it has to be one of these. Actually, we know green and brown are not 1, 2, 3, or 4. So, and they can't be 8 or 9, so they are actually from 5, 6, and 7. So this one is there. I think it also has to be, yeah, it has to be in here. Ah, the 4s. Look, where can a 4 go down here? Okay, it can't be in the red. We know that's 8 or 9. It can't be in the blue. That's 8 or 9. Can't be in the green because that's 5, 6, or 7. So the 4 is in one of these two, and we know there's a 4 right there. That's our 4s in columns 4 and 5. This has to be a 4. That's interesting. 7. These are 8 and 9. So this one is a 5, 6, 7. This is a 5, 6, 7. So this is an 8 or a 9. This is a 5, 6, or 7. So this this is at most 4. If you put 5 here and 9 here, this would be 4. That's the maximum this can be, but it can't be 1 or 4, so it's a 2 or a 3. This is the other of the 2, 3. So this is the same as this one. This is, oh, yeah, no, forget that. Look down here. This is 4. This is 8 or 9. If that's 4, this has to be 4 or 5. Well, it obviously cannot be another 4. So this is a 5, which means the brown and the green are not 5. That gives us a 5 there and a 5 down here. This is a 4, which gives us our 4 up here. And now these two are the same, so this has to be that one. All of these, what color haven't we used yet? Let's just do gray. I'm starting to get a lot of colors, which is going to make it difficult for me, but that's okay. In this box, the gray has to be down here, which puts the gray up there, but okay. So these are either 7. So these are either 3, 3 with a 2, giving us 9. Well, let's look up here. 4, 5, 6. We already have 6 right here. 4 with 2 1s is 6. So if gray is 2, we get 8. If gray is 2 down here, we get 9. Okay, if gray is 3, it's still going to be 2 options, isn't it? If gray is 3, we have 9. If gray is 3, you get 8. Okay. Can still go either way. Um, oh, but this is brown, so this is not 5. So now 6 2 6 3 7 2. Yeah, okay. Got a few options there still. All right, so where do we need to look next? This is an 8 or a 9. This is a 2 or a 3. All right, I'm going to start filling in some of these things now that we know more about what these are. 8 9 8 9. Ah, right here, 6 7 with an 8 9 is at most. So this is 2 3 again. So this has to be the gray, which puts a gray over here. Oh, push the right buttons. Ah, there we go. And puts a gray here. And now we get a gray over here. And the last one goes right there. Okay. So I think that's all the grays. Do we have all the pinks? Have all the pinks. We've got all the ones. 4s. We know there's a 4 down here. Ah, 4 has to be here in this box. Oh, this is an 8 or a 9. So these are not 4. So the 4 is there. 4 here. 4 here and there. We get all the 4s. Can we get the 5s? Maybe? Maybe. Maybe not. We know there's a 5 here. So there's a 5 up there. Ah, the 5 has to be here, because there's a 5 there. So this is now 7. And that does nothing for us. Oh, come on. One of these 6s and 7s has to see a green or a brown somewhere. Right? This has to be the red now. The 8 or the 9. This is 5. It's the only place in the column it can be. There's a 5 there. So there's a 5 up here. 5 there. Oh, the 5 here. So that puts a 5 up there, which gives us a 5 here. These are 6 and 7. This one has to be 7. This one has to be 6. That gives us a 7 over there. And none of these are seeing our greens and our browns. So that's not very helpful. This is the other 8, 9, which is blue. This is 6. These are 3, 4, 5, and 9, I think. 5 and 9. So one of these is blue. Oh, this one can't be the blue. Oh, right. This can't be 9 because it sees a blue and a red. So this is the 5. This is the 9. And now we're going to get our reds and blues disambiguated, which is going to give us the rest of the disambiguations. There's our 8s. The other one has to be here. This is a 5. This is blue. It's 9. So our blues are 9s. Oh, keep pushing the wrong button. There we go. 9s. And now that we know those are 9s, we know this is, so 4 and 2 is, 4, 1, 1 is 6. It needs to be 8. So the grays are going to be 2s, which gives us 3 in the pinks. And now the 6 and 7 is what we need to so 9 and 2 means the brown is 7, which gives us 6 in the greens. And I think we just have this one last digit to fill in, which is a 7. There we go. Our timer turns green. And I was about to say just like our last digit, but actually the last digit was a brown. So there you go. That was This Way Please by Mr. Menace. That's an interesting rule, having the arrows point at a copy of themselves. I don't know what you call those. Maybe bossy arrows? I don't know. Maybe there's I don't know if you guys have a name for that already. There's probably a name that other people have already decided what these are called, but since they're pointing and saying there's a copy right there, it feels like bossy arrows. But very cool puzzle. It was a lot of fun. The coloring wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Sometimes it gets to be a little much. I didn't necessarily have to fully color the grid to start putting digits in, so that helps. If I have to fully color the grid, being colorblind, it turns into this jumbled mess sometimes. So that was a fun puzzle though. If you tried it, let me know what you thought. And thanks, Mr. Menace, for that puzzle. And I'll see you guys again soon with more. Thanks. Bye.